It was said, do not swear, do not swear, do not swear. But if someone takes an oath, curse, and does not fulfill this oath, curse, this person is cursed. A cursed person. I swear that in exercising the powers of the President of the Russian Federation, I will respect and protect the rights and freedoms of individuals and citizens, will respect and protect the institution of the Russian Federation. And as I watch all these servants of bastards, those people, place their hands on a document that is hostile to our country, to the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, to the sovereign, and the sovereign is eternal, this should be known. And they swear on this little book, for the 5th or 6th time. I can't remember anymore, so when a person has cursed 5, 6 times, I swear that in exercising the powers of the President of the Russian Federation,
клянусь при осуществлении полномочий президента Российской Федерации, клянусь при осуществлении полномочий президента Российской Федерации, клянусь при осуществлении полномочий президента Российской Федерации, клянусь при осуществлении полномочий президента Российской Федерации.
And these are already people, those who betrayed even the oath, these are already non-living people. A cursed person is not considered alive. Such a person is already in the state of a biorobot. He no longer belongs to himself. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin took office as President of Russia. He already serves. Whom? The one who bears the curse. And a curse always brings people hell, the pagans, bastards, enemies of the human rod, tribe. Therefore, the word curse comes from those who betrayed the curse, oath, who swore and acted the opposite, who did not fulfill the oath. And the curse, oath, began with a person who is according to the cone and the letter of the law of the State Committee for the State of Emergency of the USSR, already removed from the office of President of the Soviet State Cooperative Enterprise Russian Federation Russia, the actor, who today is already
исполняющий обязанности президента Советской государственной кооперативной компании Российской Федерации России, вот этот артист, который на сегодняшний день.
The curse did not start with this, but with the betrayal of the oath. Also from the betrayal of the oath given to our great ancestors, who founded our people's free country of the sovereign. And they escaped the words of capitalist idiots, who placed capital above life, above the human rod, tribe, above the highest rod, almighty tribe. In general, in the mind there should not be capital and ism, capitalism, where ISM means truth of the earthly world, but socium, people, nation, the heavenly rod, tribe, these are the children of the highest rod, tribe. They should be put at the forefront in the mind. And it is called socialism, which leads to communism. And what does communism mean? KOM, bear from Velis, the first pancake belongs to KOM, if you remember. U means affirmation. KOM affirms the truth of the earthly world, meaning spheric KOM, as the one who symbolizes the bear, Velis, and spheric, precisely conscience. Because with spheric it is the system of conscience, the heavenly system, precisely conscience affirms the truth of the earthly world. This should be known. It is necessary to know what communism means and what socialism means, and also what capitalism means. Papers, beads, numbers, which they try to place above life, above the highest rod, almighty tribe. This is stupidity, idiocy, perversion, and filth. Based on this, it is necessary to know that the curse can be lifted. It can. One needs to correct mistakes, to find a way, even in the state of a biorobot, to dare to do it, to correct mistakes and accomplish everything. The first oath, even not the inauguration of all these actors on these crooked books. I mean our country, the USSR, because the USSR is the sovereign nation, our sovereign PKON, in the form of Soviet Union legislation, which was the best that existed recently, if you study the legal norms in the Soviet Union.
мгновения истории были лучшими, если вы внимательно изучите нормы права.
The Soviet Union gave everyone legal norms, diplomacy, provided everyone with legal direction, international law, human rights, etc., which they swear by respecting human rights, those damned actors they put in place. I want to say, the curse started. From what? From the oath. An oath is a curse given one time. And when they betray it, and then were things like epaulets from Yudashkin and Zaitsev and other entities, which do not even fulfill their highest rod, almighty tribe, and become homosexuals with treacherous drives. They are no longer humans. People that is love, good, truth. Love, good, truth is in everything righteous. Righteous is the male and female beginning, the highest rod, almighty tribe. This is how man is created. Every person must know why organs are given to him, why openings are given and other organs, and if he doesn't understand this, then what kind of man is he? He is a being, a subject, not even a legal subject. Simply a destructive subject, misleading children, misleading the bright human rod, tribe, then such destructive subjects must be destroyed. Because they have no souls, no mind, arasm, and are no longer children of the highest rod, tribe. One must also know that it's not just dullness, stupidity, perversion, and treachery, but that it's also betrayal and curse. The Third Reich occupied and created the Russian Federation, and you must know what ROA is, what the Third Reich is, what the tricolor is. Any tricolor flags are commercial flags. Dig around and you'll find this information. These are commercial flags. Khazaria always issued a tricolor. Where Khazaria came, they issued a flag with tricolor and under it placed their territorial corporations, even back then. Now if we're to talk about the tricolor, about ROA, about fascism, they're all Khazarian tools, instruments. Behind all of this is dark Khazaria and the cabal, the system they organized, to which all presidents bow. Where also Putin came from, who is no longer there. He came from Germany. This is a program of the Third Reich. It has been running for a long time, accompanied by clergy. Because the clergy bowed to whom? To the Vatican. And who sat in the Vatican? Executors of the same Jesuits, bastards. The Jesuits stand above the Jews. Therefore, this program of Zionism, fascism, occupation, the destruction of the bright human rod, tribe, actively developed. They are now showing this operation, not an operation, but this genocide they are committing. Why do we need Latin letters? Why do they put Wehrmacht and Sonder there? Why? To show that the Third Reich is already established, continuing its course. Therefore, it is necessary to know what is happening now. Why does Hitler's green-brown uniform in quotes hang in the Temple of the Armed Forces? Why are Shoigu and all the traitors to the homeland depicted on the walls, etc.? No one on the battlefield listens to Shoigu anymore. No one listens to anyone. Our armed forces of the USSR and Russians and the RSFSR know very well now that they are commanded by Jews from the Mossad. On Jewry, they raised this caste, this army, through which they plan to occupy and control governance. They practically did control it, just didn't suppress the people. And they won't succeed anymore. That's it. They already lost this situation. Awakening has begun. Every one of those installed residents, those actors without souls, puts their hand on a book written by the same author, who just rephrased points of those books, which are called so-called constitutions. Con, it's clear, stitution, prostitution. This is the perversion of the CON. One must live by the cons. These things must be known. The Soviet Union created a national, people's, constitution. So what does mean what there? What does national constitution mean? It means it's by the cones, and by the letter of the law, because in the game of the gods, by the cones acted the children of the highest rod, almighty tribe, and by laws acted those who went against the highest rod, tribe, and they decided to do something of their own, and they are Satanalians, Satanists. They live according to the laws. The current, present subjects without a soul, who appeared now in the word politics. Politics is a tool of lies to destroy the rod, tribe. As I have said here before, it was created in 1872. At that time, the word politics started to appear in the energy informational field of Earth. These do not live according to the cones or laws anymore. There is complete madness there, and psychiatry, compared to these politicians, is intellectually considered to be a higher institution. Each places their hand, similar to a human hand, takes an oath, which they immediately forget, if I understand correctly. In this oath, the most important parts are those that speak about serving the nation, protecting human rights, etc. I have a question for all these politicians, for all these political confessionalists, who lead the confessions. Now, with the help of open texts developed by CIA, MI6, Opus Dei, and other structures, the execution of the planned genocide of Muslims, Slavs, Christians takes place. This is in full swing. And where are the statements of those politicians, those confessionists, who supposedly deal with spirituality? I will tell you honestly, the word spirituality is found in a completely different universe for them. They do not understand this word. Because none of them protects the nation, not even the politician who takes an oath and suddenly becomes cursed, does not speak out against the genocide of the nation. They create destructive anti-national scenarios, dressed in different colors, hiding under various symbols, to which they have no relation. And the same goes for the confessionalists. They remain silent and do not speak out. Where's the statement from that Kirill, the patriarch, to end the genocide, to stop the destruction of the nation, to stop the wars, to stop the genocide on the territory of the Holy Land of Palestine, where they are destroying the Palestinian people, even persecuting refugees and eliminating them in other countries? Why is no one speaking out? Everyone is subordinated to those devils, who once served Sbigniew, and now no longer serve him. It is not at all clear who they serve now. These are the enemies of the human rod, tribe, who continue to commit genocide. No one says anything, so stop looking at them. Stop seeing them as some kind of religious, confessional, and other leaders. They are not leaders, and they never were. They are appointed lackeys, lackeys of this destructive satanic system, to create a fake in your minds, that this exists, that, and that there is nowhere to escape, and that this world is like this. No, the world is in your head. And it is bright. Do not let bastards in, please, and do not be misled. Do not let yourselves be turned to such an extent, so you mix up what real spirituality is, and who these decorated with gold, embroidered bastards are, who shout from Mercedes, that driving a Mercedes is the best gift from God. Where is God and where is Mercedes? In the last decades, the whole picture of reality and the distorted image of real life lies in the fact that they show it in the media, on TV. These bastards have a role, which they use to create an illusion in our heads, so that we do not wake up and liberate ourselves from the position of victim and reach the state of the bright human rod, tribe, and so that we do not throw out all that dirt and filth, which these fraudsters are, from our world and our consciousness. All these mass media are a unified centralized structure. This unified centralized structure is the most expensive, the most costly tool to maintain lies, fraud, and illusions in your head, which do not actually exist. All of this is broadcast by the mass media, under the leadership of this banned, separatist, terrorist organization called BlackRock. In all states, all these appointed residents are their servants. All these pseudo-kings, pseudo-tsars, are also their servants, servants of the enemies of the human rod, tribe, who came to destroy whom? The nation, the children of God on earth. Almost all confessional leaders, many of whom are now silent, are keeping silent and not fulfilling their direct duties as peacekeepers on earth and maintaining peace. They are silent and will not say that above all of them stands the order. The order of St. John stands above all confessions. I, as the Grand Intendant and Knight of the Order, as the Grand Treasurer, now speak to you. To you, the leaders of the confessions under the order that you have transformed into demons and devils. You do not serve before God. You do not serve God. You serve the enemy of humanity. And you do not do what you must do, because you came on your own. You were placed in this anti-human structure, which in its slogans on TV programs says that you serve God, that you serve humanity, that you defend the nation, that you perform some rituals. You have turned people into sheep. You are perverted beyond belief. And you walk here as if on a carousel in a park, on which you bought a ticket and can stroll around. And everywhere you walk, you sell, you give away everything, until the end. Everything that the highest rod, tribe, has given you. Your life, consciousness, being, and soul. You sell everything. You are the ones who break oaths and do not fulfill your duties in these positions. You do not protect the nation and the bright human rod, tribe. You are cursed. Cursed means lifeless, and if you are lifeless, you will not exist in any dimension. Death is no longer terrifying for you. Because death is not the end of life, it is a change of dimensionality. Deincarnation awaits you, dematerialization. Deincarnation is your complete disconnection and erasure of your existence. All these soulless deceivers, who continue to dance their crooked dances, continue to deceive people, lie to them with their non-existent countries, non-existent fraudulent politics, non-existent values, lies, fiat money, emptiness. Everyone must understand that the space of injustice is over.
Лживой политикой, несуществующими ценностями, ложью, фиатом, пустотой. Все должны понимать, что пространство кривды закончилось.
Now the space of truth is established. The space of the golden ratio. This space of the golden ratio will not let anyone who does not walk the path of truth through. Everyone will be destroyed. Destroyed not in the sense of death, a change of dimension, but they will be completely destroyed, meaning they will be deincarnated. Like waste. Like remnants. They will simply be liquidated. What I am saying is the truth. Everyone think about it. My dear beloved, our heavenly rod, tribe, the nation on earth. Do not divide yourselves. Unite into one whole. Drive out these bastards who cause you to quarrel with each other, who insult you, who have taken control of the tools of manipulation, the media, where they constantly push lies into your ears, where they set you up, sowing seeds of destruction in you, mutual aggression, enmity, hatred, etc. There is no enmity among us. There are only bastards who want to set us against each other and even put us against each other. These bastards are very few. They are insignificant. How is it that we, such a mighty heavenly rod, tribe, of the children of God on earth, let these small, foolish, destructive cockroaches do such ugly things to us and pollute our consciousness, and pollute our bright home, earth, nature? We must not allow this. Come, awaken, unite. We will dust them off with dust, biolight, and restore peace, love, and truth on earth. And faith, knowledge of RA, knowledge of the Word of God, our supreme rod, tribe, who has instructed us to live, develop, thrive, improve according to the cone of creation. Thank you. To the sovereign people, I want to clarify regarding the ongoing processes. Illegal and criminal activities of law enforcement agencies. The Russians call them enemy forces, with the words police, and similar agencies, like OMON. It is about the fact that based on the principles of national sovereignty, people's power, in accordance with all legal norms, including the constitutions of various countries in the world, they call national sovereignty the power of the people, democracy. The nation is practically the power itself. The nation is the holder of power, the source of power. The nation is the direct executor of power. When on the squares, in any city in the world, a large, critical number of people gather, as they say 1, 2, 3, and 5, it's already a system. At that point, you can no longer disagree with their opinions. They must be accepted. Currently, through criminal methods, they have falsified and occupied, let's put it this way, positions, chairs of the people, those so-called organs of power, of disease. And power is the people. These organs of power are now simply committing a crime. They are eliminating power, eliminating the nation. According to all existing laws, they are committing crimes, including crimes against the country. Because the pillar of any country is the Constitution, where this is clearly written. They are violating all constitutional principles. The police are doing this in France, in Russia, everywhere they do it. In the Soviet Union. This police force is committing terrorist acts against power, against the nation, the people. This must be clearly understood by everyone. This needs to be clarified to everyone. Power is the nation, the people. The organs of power are the servants of the people. These are the ones who went mad, whose understanding has been turned upside down. And by eliminating power, they are committing terrorist, extremist, and separatist acts. Most importantly, according to the priority of the law, it must be realized that any federal laws they issue, or other internal laws in other countries, are subordinate to the basic law of the country, the Constitution. Thus, these do not work when the people take to the streets and exercise power directly. They do not work. It is pointless to refer to them. According to the priority of the law, they quietly fade away. They are generally criminal. They are not in accordance with the Constitution, and these laws do not work. Because it is clear that when scoundrels sit here, who supposedly were elected to some parliaments, to some so-called State Duma, and they are truly scoundrels, we know the price for appointing these fraudsters to these positions. On the principles of Kabbalah and dark Khazaria, trade. It is absolutely clear that these fraudsters in these offices do not execute or apply the will of the people. Everything is falsified. It is a counterfact, a violation of legal norms. It can be seen when the people take to the streets. When they demand from the organs of power the fulfillment of the will of the people, then the organs of power start using violent criminal methods against the holder of power in the country, against the people. Where it is clearly shown that here the principle of national sovereignty does not apply, that the so-called democracy principle does not apply, but the principle of feudalism operates in its aggressive stage. This is really happening, and these, in quotation marks, the ones supposedly elected by the people, comrades, for money, they generally apply a different politics, which is in conflict with the will of the people. It is simply a test. As they say, it is a clear image, which has been revealed. In general, to summarize this situation, it can be said that in this destructive, Kabbalistic way they have turned countries into concentration camps, under the leadership of this parasitic system, this dark Khazaria, this Kabbalah which absolutely does not fulfill the instructions of the people's power, which is anti-human, which is the enemy of the nation.
Абсолютно не выполняет поручения власти народа, а которые антинародные, которые являются врагами народа.
This system is anti-human. Therefore, the letter of the law, all constitutions, all legal norms are on the side of the power of the people. And it turns out that the chairs, the seats, the positions of the organs of power, servants of the people have been occupied by bandits, terrorists, enemies of the people and humanity. If they do not reconsider these positions immediately, then such systems must be destroyed.